Romancing Saga Minstrel Song is a PlayStation 2 remake of Romancing Saga on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It was released in North America on October 11, 2006. This is one of many great games that innovated with brand new RPG mechanics, yet somehow has become almost invisible as the times have gone by to the point where nobody even talks about it or knows that it exists. This game is responsible for my love of RPGs and is the sole reason I've created this show with the purpose of finding and spotlighting these underrated and obscure games in the hopes that somehow we may see more of these types of games in the future, or at least convince developers to take more risks and create new games with innovations to help progress this age of video games we live in. The story of Romancing Saga Minstrel Song is as follows.
In ages past, when the world was young, there lived three gods of evil: Death, Sorrowing, and Shirak. Death, the eldest, ruled the Netherworld and its army of the dead. His brother, Sorrowing, was the Lord of Destruction and ruler of all that was evil. Their sister, Shirak, ruled over the darkness with her formidable powers of magic. Together, the three of them led a horde of monsters against an alliance of gods and their mortal children. The forces met in furious battle. The Lord of the Gods, Elor, created Fate Stones and gave them to the hero Mirsa. The three gods of evil were defeated, and Sorrowing was imprisoned through the power of the Fate Stones. Mirsa gave his life, but the tale of Mirsa and the Fate Stones became a legend that will never be forgotten.
But as time passes, so does the legend as it fades away and slowly becomes forgotten by many. But signs are showing that Sorrowing's return is nearing completion. With the Fate Stone scattered all over Martius, is there any hope to prevent Sorrowing's arrival? And if so, where are the Fate Stones located now? The graphic style in this game is one that I've come to love and admire with its excellent presentation. The watercolor style breathes life into everything in this world and really gives you an incentive to explore and appreciate everything the artists have created for this world and its inhabitants. The story sequences in the game are also executed in a unique and enchanting manner, being in sketch motion style that appears as if pages of a comic book are coming to life.
Congratulations, you've obtained the Fate Stone, a veritable miracle for people of such pure talents. Now, give me the Diamond of Darkness!
The character and monster design in the game are also uniquely crafted, with some renditions of monsters, like mummies and goblins, having a fresh new take on them.
Then I might as well abandon this uncomfortable form.
Now, the music in this game is by far one of the main selling points, as Kenji Ito does fantastic work in immersing you in the world and evoking emotions at key points in the story and in some of the side quests of this game. The pub music relaxes you. The emotional music moves you. And the combat music keeps you at the edge of your seat, with the boss music really giving you a feel for how intense the combat is going to get. With that said, the voice acting in this game isn't really impressive and is done poorly most of the time. Some of these characters even stick to the same monotone voice, lacking any desperation or surprise even when the situation calls for it.
You go to the port and you check the temple. The restoration of Melvir is up to me. Whatever will become of the Empire?
Romancing Saga's gameplay is your traditional RPG game set in a fantasy world where you must go through towns, dungeons, and other areas to do battle with monsters and speak with NPCs to forward your story and side quests. But there are a few twists involved. One of the different takes this RPG represents is the choice of 8 playable characters to choose as your main character throughout your adventures in Martius. These characters are as follows. Albert, a frontier guard, son of Lord Rudolph of Rosalia and master of Ismist Keep. Aisha, a herbologist, a Tyrolian, and a tomboy. Gray, an accomplished swordsman who travels the world for riches. Claudia, a ranger that was raised by the witch Oile in Mazewood. Jamil, the thief from South Estamir. Sith, the proud warrior of Valhallan. Hawk, the pirate, and Barbara, the beautiful dancer who is part of a traveling troupe. Now let's move on to one of the most innovative features in this game, and that's the event rank system. The event rank system is an invisible system that, while you fight monsters and gain stats, the world keeps moving as if time is moving along with you, making you feel like the world is alive and still going on while you continue on your adventure. While this is a refreshing change in RPG mechanics, and one of my personal favorite features, it's not without its faults. The biggest fault of this system is that it relies heavily on grinding, which means that the more enemies you fight, the more stats you gain, which could cause you to go up in event rank and possibly ruin your progression if you're on a time-sensitive quest that ends at a certain event rank. With this in mind, you'll end up trying your best to avoid enemies that chase you down throughout your quest in hopes of keeping your event rank at a reasonable level until you can complete your current quest. With all that said though, if you persevere through the many monster battles and the quests you do and manage to achieve most of them, you'll run around 45 hours of gameplay, 20 to 24 if you just play blindly without attempting to get all the side quests. With the event rank system in place, you end up with a great and unique playthrough of the game if you play it blindly, as your experience will change depending on little choices you make, such as how many monsters you avoid or fight and how you go about tackling some of your quests. I feel this is a refreshing change, and for more modern RPGs that usually send you on a linear path from beginning to end or give you limited freedom in your questing, as this game tries to make you feel as if you're living the life of an adventurer where every day is something different to experience. While all of this is well and good, this blind approach of playing the game might annoy some players, as there really isn't much to direct you to quests aside from 1 or 2 quest NPCs that look around for you. But other than those rare times, you're pretty much lost until you randomly find a quest or consult a guide, and this applies to while you're already doing some of these quests, which sometimes don't give clear instructions on where to go and what to do at times. To really get the full enjoyment of this game, I recommend you find a walkthrough and keep your event rank at a reasonable level so you can enjoy all there is to offer in this game. Though, to be honest, I really don't like when a game has you so lost that you need outside help. Now, as combat is concerned in the gameplay of this title, it's a pretty unique system that I've not seen in many RPGs I've played. The combat in this game is easy to learn, hard to master. This game features a unique class system where you learn how to wield weapons and spells by finding a mentor and using your jewel currency to level up your weapon mastery. By leveling up your weapon mastery, you have a chance to learn new skills while you battle enemies, which are never forgotten and can be used whenever you want, assuming you have enough battle points to use a skill. You also have the durability system, which makes you think carefully in which skills you use, as you want to keep your weapon in good condition and prevent it from breaking. I feel this adds to combat, as it keeps you on your toes, thinking of your strategies and how they may change depending on how much durability your weapon has and what skills you have to use. Now this is where things get a bit tricky in terms of combat and how deep it can get. In this game there are various ways, depending on how you position your characters, what skills they use, and in what turn they act, that you can pull off some incredible combo moves. You can do surges, reverses, surge reverses, fulcrums, and vortexes. Each of these combos make all skills involved really pack a punch and help you give an edge in combat, with vortexes even affecting your alignment with the gods.
Let's get this started.
You can also synthesize spells together to create some powerful spells if you're a Rosalian mage class, which really gives the skills in this game a bit more depth and variety as you mix and match to find some perfect combinations. Despite some of the flaws this game has, it still holds the #1 spot in my favorite games of all time. This game is the whole reason I created this series, and I hope this show inspires developers to take more risks for the sake of innovation, and I hope gamers will see this and have a better appreciation for those games that don't get as much attention as they should.